Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where two friends jug wine, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
Oh, sure do.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Lucy.
And this week we do indeed have a very special, a very lucky fan pick from our love, our light, our girly pop, Jess Weaver.
Oh, Jess.
Who has requested we weave some tales of lottery crimes.
Lottery.
Bro. Always thought I would want to win the lottery, but you read stories like these and you kind of don't.
Yeah, no. Jess originally wanted me to cover some, lottery curses.
Yeah.
But I also nabbed her fan pick, and that was a lot.
Yeah, I had to avoid it because it was the top conversation around.
Holy
Because I don't know what, well, you had the fan pick, so you didn't search for a catch-all. Because I thought about going kind of down that rabbit hole of the lottery curses. They are really interesting and equally tragic stories to people whose lives were cut short after winning the lottery. I just I don't think I had the fortitude to dig for something that I specifically wanted. So then I shifted gears and Googled people murdered after winning the lottery. And that's where the fanfic case that you're covering today really took the top slot. But then I went deeper into some Reddit threads and things like that and just found something that I feel didn't get quite as much media attention. And it certainly doesn't have a ton of information on it. So my case isn't super long today, but it's really fucking sad shit.
I think that as far as the curses go, I mean, I can't really think of a specific scenario off the top of my head, but I do remember E?
Mm-hmm.
The channel.
E! True Hollywood Story.
Yeah. Didn't they have a whole show about lottery curse crimes, things like that?
I mean, I feel like they did because I have this weird memory of watching very specific, very produced stories about lotto winners who essentially won a life-changing, never have to work again amount of money, but then didn't take it as a structured disbursement, whatever, took it in a lump sum with a bunch of the taxes taken out, and then just went nuts, went hog wild, spending everything and getting into some really dark shit and then losing it all. And
I just think that's
it's sad.
That's
money makes people bonkers.
It's kind of the predictable effect of giving somebody a shit ton of money and then the relationships around them change. It boils down to greed, period. We can call it curses, but just because there's a pattern doesn't mean there's not a pretty basic reason for it.
And, I want to be clear. Obviously, if you or someone you know is struggling with gambling addiction, there are absolutely resources out there for people who are struggling with gambling addiction. If you just need somewhere to start, 1-800-333-HOPE, or you can text the word HOPE to 53342, and they have a 24/7 helpline. So you can get, a little help if you're in an acute situation. You need to speak to somebody who can maybe help you navigate getting out of a space that is not aligned with your recovery. Or if you are, wondering what do I even do? Where do I even go to get help for this? They can help you connect with resources on a local level that are specialized in this type of addiction. But my case isn't even about that. It's just there's so much around the lotto, a lot of dark shit around the lotto that you could have entire serialized podcasts about, not just crimes and things, but tax ramifications and how lotto is funded and like what the state makes off of it. It's like it's crazy work.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I
work.
wanted to get into that kind of stuff because, like, why the fuck do we have state lotteries? It's got to generate a ton of money.
It absolutely does.
Yeah, otherwise there wouldn't be a reason for it. But like, I don't know. Bottom
and I
line,
want to scratch off as much and a random trip to the casino as much as the next person. But I also know
I love scratch offs.
I know you do, but I also know I have to be real careful with that shit because I could so easily have a gambling addiction. It could happen. I see it all the time. My impulse control
Vegas
is
for your
limited.
bachelorette party.
Yeah, and I was good. I brought a cash bank. I mean, I spent money on things that weren't lotto that I could have not spent money on. I'm not going to shoot on myself. I could have made a different choice, but here I am. Regret? No.
But those earrings are stunning.
They're amazing.
They're so beautiful.
So yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I'm also not well because I'm running on no sleep for reasons entirely of my own creation.
What did you do?
Okay, so I'm going to need to give you my Discovery Plus login because I did get a subscription that I will eventually cancel, but I got it for now just so I could access the first 5 seasons of an incredible show that hails from Minnesota, and it's called Decorating Sense, CENTS. Have I ever told you about Decorating Sense? Oh my God,
yes. You stayed up all night watching that goddamn show.
Bill and I hacked the Puffco dab machine.
No.
And went to the moon. Played like 2 rounds of Lego Party on Netflix and then settled in with some old episodes of Decorating Sense. And I was screaming. He hated it. He hated every minute of it. I was losing my ever-loving shit and like sending videos of it to Robbie because he's the only person I know who's awake after midnight. And
it's certainly not me.
I was so amped up that I didn't fall asleep till like 3 a.m. I couldn't. It's the best
lady.
Joan Steffand, who still lives nearby, I believe in Edina, and I want to get her on the show because, girl, I have questions. These makeovers.
It's not Trading Spaces,
No.
but it's pretty similar.
So this is like an OG Minnesota HGTV show that grew in popularity and ended up doing makeovers around the country, but was like based out of Minnesota. And it's less of like a makeover show and more of a decorating show. And each show has 3 segments. So it opens with a full room redecorating, and they have a budget of $500. So everything's meant to be very accessible and on a budget, which I love. But the choices that they make, not just once or twice, but pretty consistently throughout the series, are inexplicable. Every time I watch an episode, I feel like I'm less connected to reality. It does something to my brain where I so can't comprehend why they would make the choice they made in that decoration that I feel like nothing is real. Because no reasonable person would do something like that. And they just lean into it. And the host, Joan Steffand, is a little doll baby. She was like a news correspondent for Care 11 for years and then moved into this. She's a spectacular host, but they will DIY stuff and completely fuck it up and just leave it all in. Nothing gets cut. The editing is diabolical.
This is not the hay on the walls, right?
No,
because
that was Trading Spaces. But like Decorating Sense walked so Trading Spaces could run. So Hildy specifically from Trading Spaces could run.
Yeah, they have a very similar haircut.
It's spectacular. So that's like the first, and Joan is just the host. She's not the designer. She helps with everything, but there's different designers that they'll work with for different spaces. And they're all nuts. And so the first section is that like $500 redecorating, which is my favorite part. It's what I always watch. And then sometimes I'll just skip the rest of it. Then the middle section is either from trash to treasure, where they'll like go somewhere that has a bunch of junk and they'll show you how to make that junk into different junk.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, but none of it's good.
Oh, okay.
You won't be inspired by any of it. It's unbelievable.
It looks like there's a guy on TikTok who watches these.
Oh, yeah. This has gotten a big resurgence in the TikTok-averse.
Okay.
And I guess people even reached out to Joan not that long ago to be like, how do you feel about all of this coming up from the archives and everybody kind of like ragging on how insane this show is? And she's been such a good sport about it. And she like launched a little website and has her own merch that's like, I regret some of my choices or things like that. It's like so funny. I want to get her on the show so bad.
All right, I found a whole article about her reaction to the resurgence.
Yeah, it's incredible. And then the third segment of the show is a $0 makeover. Well, they'll go to somebody's house and this person has a room that has like random shit in it that they're like, I don't really know how to lay out this room. I don't know what to do with it. So they'll do a makeover using only things in the room and then other places in the house. So they go cannibalize like shit from other places in your house and just go, this lives here now. And then rearrange all the furniture in 9 times out of 10, the most nonsensical, not functional ways I've ever seen. They were really into everything being at an angle, nothing being like flush with a wall. It's shocking. It's the wildest. And I have conspiracy theories about the $0 redecorating because I've seen some episodes where the homeowner will be like, come to my basement. I have a brand new rug that I've never opened that's like rolled up and leaning against my washing machine where I always keep it. And it's like, bitch, that rug has not been leaning against your washing machine for years. How are you doing your laundry? Like they'll have all of these resources in the garage or the basement that they just had lying around.
Well, you know, good spontaneous television is hard to come by.
Yeah. So
sometimes things need to be staged in a basement.
So to circle it back to my addictive personality, this is my current addiction. I love it so much. I can't fucking get enough of it. I want to mainline it directly to myself every minute of every day. And I cannot wait for going to my sister's for Christmas because I'm going to get them blasted and we're going to watch it and they're going to love it. So I'm going to give you my login for Discovery Plus.
That would be a fun room to be in.
Yeah.
Your fucking family getting high and watching something ridiculous like Design Sense or whatever.
What we often will go to is old episodes of Supermarket Sweep. And we'll just get super high and watch OG Supermarket Sweep and like yell at all of the ladies who claim to be roommates who are always competing on that show together. I love them so much.
Just running for their lives.
Running for their fucking lives.
Taking a quarter too quick and sliding.
And making some really stupid choices, like not going for the big grabs first. Like, why are you fucking around with the beans, the bulk beans? Like, those don't make you money. Get that shit out of your cart. Find the giant Tootsie Roll that says like $50,000 on it and put that fucker in your cart. Then get straight to the hams. Like, what are you doing? Get to the hams. The cheeses. You were supposed to be training for this. Anyway.
Do you think that really strategy fluctuates with the economy for that show?
I would have to
right now,
imagine.
beef prices are crazy. They're through the roof. So are potatoes.
Yeah, I would have to imagine. I feel like there was a revival of Supermarket Sweep that might have been hosted by, was it like Leslie Jones?
I don't know.
From Saturday Night Live, formerly?
Somebody suggested that Corey do Supermarket
Oh my God.
Sweep,
I would die to see him on there.
kind of like close to applying. I don't know.
Don't let go of the dream. All right. So that's all the catching up that I have to do before we get into it. So should we get into the wine pairing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because our fan picker, Jess Weaver, also wanted us to feature Lucky Day wines out of California. I mean, obviously, this is a perfect fit.
Perfect.
So they have like 2 flagship sweet wines. They are both 16% ABV, which she was very specific to make sure that I was getting the right one. And I found her, I promise. So you can check them out at luckydaywines.com. This is definitely something for the sweeter wine lover, or if you're looking to find a fun, sweeter wine that's great for like mixing spritzers or making cocktails with a wine element, this is an awesome option. So I was drawn a little bit more toward the gold Lucky Day. It's a California Moscato. They both are. There's a gold and there's a red. So essentially all that means is there's one where like the skins were removed and it maintains a lighter color and one where they used some red Moscato or Muscat grapes and kept the skins on.
Is that really going to affect the flavor very much?
I would imagine it does, because the skins do offer a lot of like changes on kind of like a molecular chemical level in terms of like tannins and, you know, it like strengthening the flavor profile in ways that pressing and fermenting without the skins does not. But I would imagine that they taste fairly different, but I don't know because I don't have them directly in front of me to find out. But you could, because on their website, you can also, they have a find now tab. So if you're interested in purchasing this, you can find where they have it locally. I believe you can also order it online, but specifically the gold, again, it's 16% ABV. And this one is, again, a California Moscato crafted with expertise from real sun-ripened fruit with rich flavors and natural sweetness. At 16% alcohol, our Moscatos offer wine drinkers a premium choice when selecting a higher alcohol sweet wine. Serve chilled while vibing to your favorite beats. So this is a very like citrusy, citrus-forward Moscato. The red is made with black Muscat grapes and has more of like a richer, darker fruit flavor. But this is definitely like a summer sipper, or I could see a really yummy, even like holiday altered sangria.
That's what I kept thinking of in my head. Like maybe do something with like more of like a tart cranberry cocktail with it to sort of balance out the sweetness.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be good?
Especially with the red, that would be super, super, super good.
Yeah.
So yeah, check them out, luckydaywines.com. I believe you can get this at Total Wine and a lot of other retailers. And if you are looking for something sweet or something fun to branch out this holiday season or at any point in your life, they're a great option.
Yeah.
I'm drinking water and smoking weed. This is my way. And this is where I will be.
I have some wine open in my fridge. I might go grab some on our next break. Haven't had wine in a while.
You deserve it.
I think I do.
Let's make that break happen right now.
Oh my God. I love that idea.
We're going to take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors. And if you are not already a member of Wine and Crime Uncorked, this is a great time to join, because nobody has time for ads, and you can get all of our content ad-free over on Wine and Crime Uncorked, as well as bonus content, monthly happy hours, merch deals, pre-sale for live shows, discounts for virtual live shows, and much, much more constantly being added to the pile of shit we're throwing at you on Uncorked.
It's a lot of shit.
Y'all, it's so much. And we're very proud of it. So we want you to come enjoy that community. We love our Uncorked Coven, and y'all are literally keeping the lights on. So if you're looking for a way to support the show and keep the content flowing, this is the way to do it, babes.
You can also gift a subscription to a Gateway Gal.
You totally could. You totally could. All right, we'll be right back. One of the biggest expenses that most folks have is rent, baby. And it's 2026. Like, if you're still paying rent without Built, something that will help make your rent go even farther and actually reward you for your rent, it's time for a change. Built is the loyalty program for renters that rewards you for your biggest monthly expense.
With Built, every rent payment earns you points that can be used towards flights, hotels, Lyft rides, Amazon.com purchases, and so much more. And here's something that we're really excited about. Starting in February, Built members can earn points on mortgage payments for the first time.
I'm so excited about this rollout.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Soon you'll be able to get rewarded wherever you live and unlock exclusive benefits with more than 45,000 restaurants, fitness studios, pharmacies, and other neighborhood partners. Personally, I would redeem my points for different local restaurants because you can just look at that list and probably find restaurants you've never been to and go there and have an excellent meal, locally owned restaurant, and use your Built rewards.
Heck yeah.
It's a win-win. So it's simple. Paying rent is better with Built, and soon owning a home will be better with Built too. Earn rewards and get something back wherever you live.
Join the loyalty program for renters at joinbuilt.com/gals. That's JOINBILT.com/gals. Make sure to use our URL so they'll know we sent you.
Do you ever wake up like sweaty or totally freezing or like half and half or just like generally uncomfortable from the temperature in your bed?
Yeah.
Well, that temp can make or break your sleep. Tell you what, and that's why I switched to Miracle Made sheets. We both did. They're incredible. They're inspired by NASA technology and use silver-infused temperature-regulating fabric to help you sleep perfectly all night long.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I live in Minnesota. We experience temperature fluctuations that would put a Victorian child in a coma. Okay. So I can really like tell the difference when I'm sleeping on the Miracle Made sheets versus the other sheets that I have in the rotation. Miracle Made sheets are crafted with NASA inspired silver infused fabric that helps regulate your body temperature. And that means like across the spectrum of temperature. So if you are a hot sleeper, which I very much am, or a cold sleeper, it really doesn't matter. These sheets help keep you in the comfort zone all night long. And that awesome silver infused fabric, guess what? It's also antibacterial. So Miracle Made sheets stay cleaner and fresher up to 3 times longer than regular sheets. And that means fewer odors, fewer wash cycles, way less laundry. Who doesn't want less laundry? They're also extraordinarily comfortable. Like they have all of these benefits, so you almost don't expect them to be super soft and luxurious, but they are. They feel just as good, if not better, than sheets that you'd find at a 5-star hotel, but without that steep price tag. These are smooth, they're breathable, they're ridiculously comfortable. And I just want to flag all that hidden bacteria in regular sheets. Baby, it's clogging your pores. It's going to cause breakouts.
It stinks.
Like if you're getting, tough breakouts like on your body, not just on your face, it honestly might be your sheets. And Miracle Made's antibacterial design helps you sleep cleaner and clearer night after night.
Upgrade your sleep or give the gift of better rest. Go to trymiracle.com/gals to try Miracle Made sheets today. You'll save over 40%. And when you use promo code GALS, you'll get an extra 20% off plus a free 3-piece towel set. They make an amazing gift, and with a 30-day money-back guarantee, there's no risk. That's trymiracle.com/gals, code GALS at checkout. And thanks to Miracle Made for sponsoring this episode.
I'm assuming if you're out there in the world right now, you're feeling pretty stressed. If you weren't, I'd be concerned. There's a lot going on. Social media is a lot to take in right now. There's bad news everywhere. And we do have a responsibility to stay regulated and try to help our brains. And this is one way that we can do that with cortisol calming from Veracity, which has been so helpful to my daily routine.
Truly. This podcast is sponsored by Veracity. Welcome to an all-natural way to reduce stress with Veracity's drug-free, clinically proven, and doctor-formulated solutions. You can support your body's needs to live your healthiest, least stressful life possible. So if one of your goals for this year is stress relief, you got to try their cortisol calming. With cortisol calming, build resistance and resilience to that fight or flight stress, like from spikes in the stress hormone. That's what cortisol is. So with cortisol calming, you can alleviate the effects of those cortisol spikes like anxiety, brain fog, cravings, visceral fat, slowed metabolism, all sorts of stuff that just comes on with that really icky feeling that something's wrong, like things aren't going to be okay. It's okay. Take a beat, take your cortisol calming. It's clinically proven. Within 30 minutes, you're going to start to feel a reduction in stress. You'll feel more relaxed. And within 3 weeks, get your sleep back in sync and start to feel less fatigue. That is a big, big deal.
Huge deal.
I take just a couple pills a day. It really has helped improve my sleep. So what is in Veracity's cortisol calming? It's packed with natural stress fighters like ashwagandha, rhodiola, and eleuthero to help your body stay resilient. Plus bacopa for sharper thinking. They've got stuff in there for concentration, easing tension. It's everything your mind and body need to stay steady under pressure. So with a product like Veracity, a common question is, what are the negative side effects? Well, since it's made from 100% natural ingredients, clinical trials show no negative side effects from the ingredients in cortisol calming.
God bless it. So calm your stress the natural way. Head to veracityhealth.co and use code GALS for up to 45% off your order. Once again, that's veracityhealth.co for up to 45% off. And make sure you use our promo code GALS so they'll know we sent you.
This episode is brought to you by IQ Bar, our exclusive snack sponsor. IQ Bar is the better-for-you, plant protein-based snacks made with brain-boosting nutrients to refuel, nourish, and satisfy hunger without that sugar crash.
I'm a big fan of these because I have a really hard time with like eating breakfast.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, and this just really takes a lot of literal things off of my literal plate by being able to just reach for an IQ bar, because these are plant protein bars that are packed with high quality ingredients that help keep you physically and mentally like with it, okay? IQ bar is totally free from gluten, dairy, soy, GMOs, and artificial sweeteners for a natural anytime snack or a great like supplement or on the go breakfast. I am in love with all of their flavors. They have 9 delicious flavors, including mint chocolate chip, chocolate sea salt, banana nut. Oh, the toasted coconut chip. Get out of here. My personal favorite, the lemon blueberry. I always have this one stocked. Like I have like a big box of these in my pantry at all times. And my husband's personal favorite, peanut butter chip. Okay. But with over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, you don't need to just hear it from me. More people than ever are starting their days on the right foot with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars. They also have hydration mixes and mushroom coffees. I love to get a nice little caffeine boost in the morning. My husband's a big coffee guy, but I need something that's just like a little bit less intense on my stomach. And the mushroom coffees have been an amazing replacement for that. And I can either put them in like cold water and then I have like a little iced coffee. I'll add my almond milk to it, or I could put the kettle on and I can blend it with hot water as well. So I have like a nice hot cup of Joe in the morning. It's really nice. I'm obsessed.
And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus get free shipping. To get your 20% off, text GALS to 64,000. Text GALS to 64,000. That's GALS to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
Okay, we're back for lottery crimes. Lucy did not procure wine, but did procure a White Russian. So she's
just
fucking
kidding. I got a White Russian.
Ready with your chopstick stirrer. It's so classic.
Yeah.
I know you, girl. That looks good. That looks real good.
It's good color.
Yum. So, what do you have for us for lottery crimes? I know you have the fan pick case, but is there anything else you threw in there, or are you just going to dive in?
I didn't have time. I wanted to go into like state lotteries, all that stuff. I also remember you weren't in integrated math in high school, were you?
I was not, and that was a mistake. I should have been in there.
I loved integrated math.
Yeah.
And I don't think they offer it anymore.
I don't think so either.
But we had a whole unit on lotteries and gambling, like statistics. Mm-hmm. And like
fascinating.
The formula and the functions that go into like just that game of chance, depending on like how many dice you have, how many cards there are, how many suits, all that kind of stuff, all goes into different mathematical formulas, and there are ways to figure out odds.
Oh yeah. So you learned card counting in your high school math class, which I love. I can't believe I didn't take that class.
It's applied math.
Yeah.
We learned about elections. Oh, I loved it. I fucking loved it. Anyway, so I was kind of thinking about that, but then I started reading about the fanpick case.
It's a lot.
It's a fucking lot. So I did spend all of my time budget for writing these notes on the case. So maybe there will be another lottery crimes episode in the future and I can cover all the nerdy shit. Okay.
I feel like we need to start keeping a list, just like a shared document of I wanted to get to this, but I couldn't.
Things to circle back to.
Slop that then we could just chat about. Like you could use it for a drug dive. We could chat about it as bonus content on Uncorked. Just go a little deeper on the stuff we don't have time to get to in the, like you said, the time allowance of our show.
I think that's a really good idea.
I love
During your case, I will start a document.
Good call.
So this is the story, not the story. This is a story, and it involves a man named Abraham Lee Shakespeare, which is one hell of a name.
Strong name.
Abraham Shakespeare. He was born on April 24th, 1966. He was a Taurus. I believe he was born and grew up in Lakeland, Florida. He did drop out of school after 7th grade, and either as a result of this or this is why, it was reported in a couple different places that he couldn't really read or write. And they used the word illiterate, but I feel like that's just kind of I don't know. It was just mentioned in several places. So, but that is an important detail, and we will come back. He was jailed once, and this just comes back to like public records because there's not a lot about him. He was jailed once in adulthood after being convicted for some burglaries. And so because he had a criminal record, he worked various like casual labor jobs, primarily on and off as a sanitation worker. And I believe in 2009, he had 2 children.
Okay.
It's also worth noting, I think, that he is a black man. And the other primary character in this story is white. So on Wednesday, November 15th, 2006, Abraham and a coworker of his named Michael Ford were on their way to Miami, presumably for this sanitation, something to do with their sanitation work. So they're on the road, they're driving, they stop briefly at a convenience store in a town called Frostproof, Florida.
Oh, I kind of love that. Not gonna lie. Like, it's petty and shady in like a cute way. Frostproof. That's cute.
Kind of fun to say, Frostproof. So they stopped to get just like drinks and cigarettes. And so Abraham stayed in the car. Michael got out of the truck and asked him, hey, do you want something to drink? You want a pop or anything?
Right.
So Abraham says, no, I'm good, but can you buy me 2 lottery tickets? 2 $1 Florida lottery tickets, which he paid for. He paid Michael $2 for the 2 tickets out of the $5 that he had on him that day.
Okay.
And as the name of this episode would suggest, he won.
Yes.
He won the lottery. He won $30 million.
Holy shit.
From the Florida lottery. But again, with the lump sum and the tax stuff.
Yeah.
He ultimately chose to take the $17 million lump sum payout. And good for him. I hope you quit your job immediately.
Really? Yeah.
He was reportedly very generous with his winnings. He helped friends and family pay off their mortgages. If somebody reached out to him and was like, I have to bury my mom. I have to, pay for my kids' school.
He was helping.
He was helping his people. And oftentimes he just gave money to those who needed it, including strangers. He seems like a very warm and generous man. He moved out of his working class neighborhood in Lakeland into a gated community in North Lakeland. In January of 2007. Several months after his lottery win, apart from purchasing a $1 million home in North Lakeland, his only other major purchases for himself included a Nissan Altima and a Rolex watch that he got from a pawn shop.
He very practical car and something fun as a treat.
Yeah. He wasn't being crazy with his own money for himself. He bought himself what he set himself up pretty well, and now he's helping out his friends and his family. Okay, going back, remember Michael Ford, the coworker?
Yeah, who bought the tickets for him? Well, with his money, but ran in and grabbed the tickets. Yeah. In April of 2007, 6 months after Abraham won the lottery, Michael approached him and was like, hey, you owe me at least $1 million of your money. No, I sure as shit fucking don't, actually. But you can enjoy your day. Bye. So Abraham was like, no. No, I don't. So Michael sued him. He took him to court for allegedly stealing the winning lottery ticket out of Michael's wallet. Is what Michael's claiming. Absolutely the fuck not. This guy's a bitch. Yeah. So in October of 2007, a jury took just a little over an hour to rule that Abraham did not, in fact, steal the winning lottery ticket from Michael Ford's wallet. Nope. And he's just like everyone else, wanting something from him. Piece of the pie. Mm-hmm. Abraham's friends stated that he had expressed frustration with the constant appeals for money from
both hangers-on and strangers.
That's so fair.
So like I said, he's helping out his people. But if random people like his hopefully former coworker coming up to him being like, give me $1 million.
Fuck off. No way. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
So he told his brother, quote, I'd have been better off broke. And then told another close friend, I thought all these people were my friends, but then I realized all they want is just money.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
So one of those supposed friends was a woman, this is the white woman, named Doris, maybe Doris, I think Doris Donegan Moore. She went by Dee Dee.
Okay, Dee Dee.
Yeah, Dee Dee. The name Dee Dee is a red flag in itself.
It can be.
Dee Dee was born on July 25th, 1972, making her a Leo.
Oh, no. Actually following the assignment today.
Right.
Oops.
She married a guy named James Moore in 1992. They had a son in 1995. They later divorced. She owned a business. She had her own business like entity called American Medical Professionals.
Okay.
Not
Whatever the fuck
clear,
that means.
Not clear at all what this entity is supposed to be functioning as.
American Medical Business Things, LLC.
American Medical Professionals.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I declined to look up any more about this fucking woman. I don't care. Dee Dee met Abraham in October 2008 when she approached him to write a book about his life. So Abe was like, oh, yeah, cool. I'll talk about my,
Yeah.
Someone wants to write a book about me. She appeared professional. I think she had some interviews with him. She hung out with him. And they launched a business together called Abraham Shakespeare LLC.
Okay.
I think she was like, hey, you've got all of this money and all of these assets. You should put it under a business umbrella.
Yeah, let me help
so that you
you.
can,
I'm a
do
business
more
owner
with
myself.
it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so they launched this business together with his full name as the name of the business.
Hey, when you got a great name like that, why bother getting outside name
watering
input?
it down?
Yeah, why bother?
But wouldn't you know it, Dee Dee gave herself complete control of the firm's funds.
Which would be fairly easy to do because she was probably going over contracts and things with him, a man who cannot read.
Can't read.
And saying, oh, this means this, sign here. So she's taking full advantage of him. Wow. Okay.
She also somehow convinced him to transfer ownership of his house and, quote, other properties to American Medical Professionals or something.
Yeah.
There was also some detail about, we'll get to it. But fishiness with the paper trail.
Yeah, she's a shady bitch.
According to Polk County records, of the $570,000 owed to Shakespeare, so of that, all that money he lent out supposedly to businesses or whatever, more than 2/3 of that was owned by American Medical Professionals.
So it's just going right into her pocket.
She was just taking his money. A banker later testified that Dee Dee and Abraham came into the bank together and deposited a check for $1.1 million into an account for which she gave herself sole authority to write checks.
Wow. So he could never get that money back out without her. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so now it's 2009. On February 21st, Dee Dee buys a 2008 Chevy Corvette for her boyfriend, which cost $70,390.86.
Ew, I hate her.
She pays with a cashier's check from her American Medical Professionals LLC business account.
It's a write-off.
On March 2nd, so a week later, she buys a 2009 Hummer for about $90,000.
She sucks. Her taste in cars sucks.
I really wanted to know what colors these cars were because I bet you anything they were blue and yellow.
Right. Something really obnoxious.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, good luck making a Hummer look classy, but there's a difference between a black one and a green one.
Right.
Like a neon. Anyway.
I'm here for it.
Did I tell you?
I love a fun colored car, but this person sucks ass. I don't care.
I told you about the Jeep that we passed on 35 a couple weeks ago when we were driving up to Minnesota.
It was a bright green Jeep with like, oh, okay.
It was
I know
it was a
someone who
white
drives a car like that.
No, it was a white Jeep with hot pink like trim.
Hell yeah.
It had an upside down pineapple decal on the back window, and the vanity plate said "Party of 3."
Fuck yeah.
I loved it.
We're reading you loud and clear, mama.
Yeah. Message received. honey.
Received. Well played.
And unfortunately, they were passing me, so I didn't get to like get a look at the drivers or the passengers. I bet they are just
A
hoot
wild
and
time.
a holler.
I for sure want a timeshare with them.
Yeah.
In Frostproof, Florida.
I was gonna say they definitely vacation in Florida. That much I know.
Yeah. They go to the adults only resort in Frostproof.
They go to hedonism.
I love
Hedonism frostproof.
I love them.
Okay, so she buys the Corvette, she buys the Hummer, she also bought a truck of some sort, and then went on vacation.
Great.
She would later claim that all of this was just a very generous gift from Abraham.
Uh-huh.
I believe that all of this added up to about $1 million, and then she also gained control of a $1.5 million annuity, and because I have no idea what that means, I will not be taking questions at this time. But it was a lot of money.
It's something that it's like an investment or insurance account where you can create income off of like the interest of it for like regular income. I feel like it's something like that. It's like some sort of like structured payment, turning magic finance thing where people with money can turn their money into more money and make income off of more money.
What if you have a structured settlement and you need cash now?
You call JG Wentworth 877 cash now. Just saying.
I've only heard old white men saying these words, so
yes,
I've officially tuned out.
Yeah.
And now one white woman.
Yeah. And I don't care. So I don't need to be corrected. I'm probably wrong. I'm aware that I'm probably wrong. That's just
There's
like the
high probability that you're wrong.
That's just like the faintest thought of what comes up when I hear that word. And I don't care because I'll never be rich enough to have an annuity, whatever the fuck that is.
We'll ask our accountant next time. We could text him right now.
We could. We really could. But do we
He said
need to?
ass in a text the other day. That
he did. He's so
made
sassy.
me so happy. He's so sassy.
We love him. He does not listen to the show. We could say anything.
Thank God.
Right now. That's the only way that we would agree to hire him. You can't listen.
Okay, so all of that, what I just read to you, happened February, March, April-ish.
Span of a few months.
Yeah.
Rapid fire spending spree.
Quite rapid fire. On November 9th, Abraham's family reported him missing, stating that they had not seen him since April.
No.
April. His family didn't live that far away from him.
Oh, no.
Family and friends had originally hoped he had taken his money and was living on a beach somewhere in the Caribbean. And why might they have had that idea? We will get to it.
Yeah, I have a feeling Dee Dee crafted a narrative.
Dee Dee is a fucking mess. And none of this is funny, but the degree to which she
crashes
fucked
out
everything up, is
comical. She gets hers because she's a fucking idiot.
Okay, so they report him missing in November, and now we're going to rewind back to April 2009 with the timeline of events as established by investigators.
Okay.
Because a lot happens between April and November and then beyond. So they determined that April 6th was likely the last time that Abraham used his cell phone.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Sometime in April, Dee Dee calls James Moore, her ex-husband, and this is according to his later statement to the police. She asked him to come over and dig a hole in her yard in the backyard of her like one-story ranch home in Plant City, Florida. I believe the deed of which is I think the deed is actually under her ex-husband's name.
Sure. But she got the house in the divorce.
But like the house and she bought the house with Abraham's money.
Oh, right. Okay.
So the house was paid for by him, but it was under her ex-husband's name, I think, to try to be weird with the paper trail thing again.
Probably.
So she's like, hey, I need you to come dig me a really, really deep hole.
And he's like, cool. I'm not going to ask any follow-ups about this.
She claimed that the hole was needed to bury trash and concrete.
Oh,
because that's what
sense.
I do in my yard. Mm-hmm. Bury your trash.
Right.
Also, the hole needs to be like 10 feet deep.
Right.
A very deep hole. Mm-hmm. So James digs this really deep hole and then is called back to the house 2 hours later to fill it back up again. He was at the time being paid to do other yard work for Dee Dee, being paid by her to do yard work. So it wasn't completely out of the blue, but like, it's like, okay, comes back, he fills up the hole, but he didn't see what was inside the hole because he said it was dark at the time.
Okay, so you're digging a hole for your ex-wife in the middle of the night, and you're just
I think he probably dug it through the day and filled it at night.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Either way, but your question raised some fucking questions, guy. Like,
possible he did see what was in the hole.
Yeah, I think he didn't want to lose the like Abraham's money by way of Dee Dee meal ticket he was potentially on, so he didn't say anything. Mm-hmm. I have a hard time believing he didn't know at least a little bit what the fuck was going on, especially if the deed to the home was in his name. That adds a layer of complexity and like complicitness.
He wants to keep his plausible deniability by saying, I don't know, I do other yard work for her. I didn't see what was in the hole.
Yeah.
Not my business.
Not my hole, not my circus.
Not my hole, not my problem.
Not my problem.
So that was in April. In August, Abe's cousin, his name is Cedric, he delivers a card, like maybe a birthday card, with $100 and a cross of some sort, which was addressed to Elizabeth Walker, who was Abraham's mom. Oh. So Elizabeth later claimed that the signature on the card kind of looked like Abraham's, but it seemed a little bit off. And Cedric also did not tell her who gave him the card. It later came out that he was paid $5,000 to do this, to deliver the card.
Well,
allegedly.
That remains to be seen, but yeah. Okay.
Cedric actually would be the one to file the missing persons report in November. So he probably was more clued in than everybody else that something fucked up was going on with his cousin. Also, at some point, Dee Dee fully moves into Abraham's $1 million house in the gated community in North Lakeland, or wherever I said it was. So Dee Dee is first brought in for questioning on November 12th, 2009. This is like 2 days after his family reports him missing. Detectives try to learn how Dee Dee appropriated Abraham's assets, and she tells investigators that, well, he transferred the money over to me like from our accounts, and I just paid him in cash. Yeah, I was paying him hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash. It's not weird. A couple weeks later, she's brought in for another interview where she claims that the reason Abraham was taken off of the Abraham Shakespeare LLC account was because he didn't want to pay taxes.
That's not how that works, but okay.
She also can't give a reason for why the approximately $1 million used to open the account. So I think that was when they went in together with the check.
To deposit that check, yeah.
Why all of that money was withdrawn just days after Abraham's name was taken off of the account. So, like, you're giving us two different...
Well, you're telling us one thing, but the evidence we're looking at does not make any sense in the context of what you're saying.
Yeah. Like, okay, he was taken off the account because he didn't want to pay taxes. Presumably, you still have his and the business's best interest in mind, so why are you withdrawing the money just a couple of days after you take him off the account?
Yeah, why is it suddenly all gone, and where the fuck did it go?
Yep. So the same day as her second interview, the Polk County Sheriff's Office officially declares Abraham a missing person. On December 3rd, Dee Dee claims that the reason why some of Abraham's assets went into her business account, the American Medical account, was because Abraham was trying to avoid paying child support.
Okay.
And the reason why I wanted to mention the races of these two individuals
she's a white
is because,
woman
she's building off of these
racist
stereotypes.
Tropes. Yep.
There are more.
To dehumanize a black man to get the heat off of her for killing him and stealing all of his fucking money.
In the hopes that the whole thing will just be dismissed as, oh, he was just a piece of shit and he got his money and moved away. Never to speak to his family or his kids or his friends again.
Right. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah. Around this time, Dee Dee, posing as Abraham, writes a letter to his mother, Elizabeth, saying that he's fine.
It is such bold work to do something like this after, like, knowing you're being questioned.
He can't read or write.
That part.
She sent his mom a letter.
Yeah,
saying,
so that
I'm fine.
But even if he could read or write, you're telling all these tall tales about, I haven't heard from him because he didn't pay child support, so he just kind of fucked off into the ether. I don't know where he is. And then suddenly a letter clearing all these suspicions up miraculously arrives when these people have not heard from their loved one for months on end, right after you're being questioned. Like, even if he were not unable to read and write,
her audacity,
that would be crazy work. What are you thinking? Her
audacity is limitless.
And she's an idiot.
This is the tip of the iceberg of
what she does.
Great. Okay. She's just a dumb shit. On December 5th, so that's 2 days after the letter to his mom, she sells her 10-month-old Hummer to the friend of an owner of a Chevy dealer for $49,000.
Great.
So about half what she paid, she sells it to someone who could just get rid of it really quickly. Also someone who she doesn't know, has no allegiance to her. Of course this is all gonna come out, you fucking dumb shit.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dee Dee is ingratiating herself with Abraham's fucking family.
No.
Because they're reaching out to her like, do you know anything? Did he say anything to you? She's like, oh, I feel so bad. On December 27th, she takes his mother out to dinner.
Oh, she is sick.
During dinner, his mother gets a phone call allegedly from Abraham.
Shut up.
Hey, it's me. I'm fine. I'll call you back in a couple months. Something like that.
Okay.
It comes out later that the person pretending to be her son was actually one of Abraham's friends, a guy named Gregory Smith.
Oh, it's just, it's so sad. The level of like betrayal and distrust and people that took advantage of this person. Because obviously like that guy is listed as one of his friends. We don't really know how long they knew each other, but clearly if they knew each other before he had the money, then something changed. And now he was a target. Or if they met after he had the money, then that friendship was never a real friendship. It just breaks my fucking heart.
I'm going to read the next part, and then I will share with you a quote from Cedric that might shed some light on their motivations.
Okay.
So Gregory Smith was the one who made the phone call to Abraham's mom. Mm-hmm. The cops were able to figure that out pretty quickly, and the next day they found him and they were questioning him, and he agreed to cooperate with the police. Like, he was like, okay, yeah, that's actually kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
So
the jig is up. I'm gonna just sing.
So Gregory turns pretty fucking quickly, and then Cedric is quoted in another article saying something like, I delivered the birthday card because I could see how upset my aunt was, and I thought it would bring her some measure of closure or comfort to think that she was hearing from her son.
Yeah.
So
I mean, okay.
But he also got paid. Both of them also got paid to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that is an easy statement to make in hindsight.
I'm not excusing.
No, I don't think you are. I'm just processing.
It's terrible. it all does come out because both of these guys agree to cooperate and get everything out in the open in the end.
Yeah.
Okay. In January of 2010, Dee Dee contacts Gregory, so the friend that she had paid to call his mom, and she asks,
pretend to be him.
But also at this point, Gregory is working with the cops. So Dee Dee calls him and asks him if he knew of anyone who would be willing to admit to law enforcement that they were responsible for Abraham's murder.
Oh, like, wow.
Hey,
okay, girl.
Do you know anyone who I could pay $50,000 to take responsibility for this, take all the heat off my back and just put it to bed?
For sure.
So then we get an undercover cop.
Uh-huh.
On January 21st, Gregory, the friend, introduces the undercover cop to Dee Dee and was like, hey, this is a person who you could pay to take responsibility. He's cool with it.
He's legit. He'll help you out.
Yeah. But the catch is he needs to know where Abraham is buried to make his story like more believable and everything. That's the key. That's what he needs. He needs to know that to make
that would
this
be true.
It would be true. 4 days later, Dee Dee shows Gregory. I don't know why she shows Gregory and not the undercover cop, but
well, it's possible that it's like, I don't trust this guy yet. You come check it out, and you can tell him,
or just
so that
like,
she's not having direct contact.
Yeah, create more of a chain and not
having him
one-to-one.
The person she's gonna hire to lie be in her yard.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like she would make any move that is like remotely smart, but that does seem pretty logical to not have him come to her house.
Yes. So she shows Gregory the concrete slab under which Abraham is buried in her backyard.
Jesus Christ.
She also gives him the .38 Smith & Wesson revolver, which she used to kill him. That same fucking day, like later that afternoon, Dee Dee goes in for another round of interviews with the cops. And in this interview, she claims the reason she didn't pay Abraham for his house, the one she moved into, was because he had a drug problem and that money was just going to be used to go buy drugs.
Yeah, so she's further tarnishing him to make herself look reasonable.
And just more
to
like
explain away why he's not here.
Stereotypes and just trying to make him sound like a piece of trash.
Yeah.
On January 27th, 2010, police find a body at the Plant City house on the second day of digging. It's taking them so long to dig down. It was found buried under 9 feet of dirt.
Wow.
Which was under the freshly poured concrete slab. The next day, James Moore, the ex-husband, is interviewed by detectives, and that's when he tells them about digging the hole and filling it back in April. Because now we're in January.
My God. Oh, this poor man.
On January 29th, the body was identified as that of missing Abraham Shakespeare, and he was 42 years old when he died.
Oh, God.
So that's the general timeline of the activity, but there are so many more details that I wasn't really sure where to plug them in. So I am just going to read you these couple of paragraphs from Wikipedia because this is where she really shows how fucking stupid she is.
Okay.
Before police found Shakespeare's body, Dee Dee said that he had decided to leave town and had gone to Texas, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, or Orlando, or was sick in the hospital.
Oh, okay. Any of the above.
So she must have told his family that he was in Jamaica or Puerto Rico or something. So they were like, oh, hopefully he's just living his best life on the beach somewhere. But she also says Texas, Orlando, and he's in the hospital. She also said that Abraham was tired of people asking him for money, so she helped him get out of town without telling anyone.
Okay.
After police found his body under a concrete slab in the backyard of the home she had put in her boyfriend's name. Okay, so it wasn't the ex-husband, it was her current boyfriend's name that she had put the house under.
Got it. Okay. But her house, her former home where she buried him, might have had her ex-husband's name on it.
No, the home where she buried him, she had bought using Abraham's money. So she bought it with his money and she put it under her boyfriend's
name on the deed. Okay, got it. So
and then after she killed him, she moved herself into his $1 million house.
Got it. Okay.
She told police different versions of what had happened to Abraham, blaming drug dealers, a lawyer, and her 14-year-old son.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The depravity of this fucking woman. There is no bottom that she could possibly fucking reach.
And then she also later said that she had killed Abraham in self-defense.
Oh my God. This racist bitch. I hate her.
I know. After his disappearance, Dee Dee, who was living in his house, kept using his cell phone and sending text messages to his friends and relatives, pretending that she was Abraham. Recipients thought they did not sound like him, and again, were suspicious because he cannot
read and write.
Or write.
Why is he texting? I mean, obviously, there are a lot of ways to text without typing. Like, there's voice to text. But she probably wouldn't be smart enough to employ those methods to come across more like him.
There was no thought or preparation behind any of... And
she forged a letter.
She's
from a man who can't write.
Yeah.
She really thought, like, and you know what? Not to her credit, but like we live in a society built on a system that taught her that he's an older black man who is not educated.
42.
I know, but like he's not a child, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. He's an adult.
Right. Like no one's gonna care. And unfortunately, historically, she's correct about that. She did this so egregiously that there was no question. But like, frankly, it is very troubling that had she been smarter about this, there is a world where she could have gotten away with it. And that wouldn't be shocking to me.
Yeah. Yeah. For every crime that is solved, it just makes you wonder how many fucking aren't that are almost identical to this bullshit. So when people were getting these text messages and then they would text back and they'd ask him questions that she couldn't answer, didn't know the answer to, then she just wouldn't reply. So during the same time that Dee Dee was trying to make it appear as though Abraham was alive, she tried to find a person who would take the blame for his death for $50,000.
Simultaneously. My God.
She also offered to pay someone to dig up and move his body to another location.
I wondered about that, if she would try that. She literally put a fucking patio, essentially, on top of... It's like, why not just put a giant bullseye where you clearly dug up earth? Of course she would be freaking out and wanting somebody to move it.
Also, when you dig a hole, and regardless of whether... And first of all, very difficult.
Let it out, honey. Put it in the book.
When you dig a hole... whether or not you put something in it and then you fill it back in with the same dirt, there's going to be a mound there for years. It will never settle the same way with the same amount of dirt. So you're going to have a pile of dirt somewhere. Or you're going to have this big hill. And I'm assuming there was a pile of dirt because she put a fucking concrete slab over it. You know, some people have never dug a hole and it shows.
It really does.
Okay, so here's more property record confusion. Property records show that Dee Dee's company, American Medical Professionals, purchased Abraham's $1 million house. She told investigators that she paid him $655,000 for his home and paid $185,000 for outstanding loans, which were actually worth much more than that to others. However, there is no evidence showing she paid him anything ever.
If anything, she moved his money back and forth. And then, you know, I could see her trying to look at those transactions and go, see, this is where I paid this. And it's like, no, bitch, it's not.
She also offered, she offered the mother of one of Abraham's two sons a $200,000 home if she would lie to detectives and tell them that she had seen him recently.
What the fuck?
So she has now gone after his friend Gregory, his cousin Cedric, the mother of one of his children.
I mean, she's
offering
spiraling.
them money.
She's spinning the fuck out. She's fully crashing out. And
she
being
paid,
very foolish.
And she paid Cedric through the investigation of Dee Dee, it was learned, oh my God, it was learned that she had once staged a scene to fraudulently keep a vehicle that was in danger of being repossessed after falling behind on the payments. So that was the problem. And this is how she decided to solve that problem. She had someone store the car in a garage and then pretended that she was kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and carjacked. Investigators claimed she taped her own wrists together and threw herself from someone else's car.
It's a very high level execution of like the white woman tears, white woman victim complex. She's trying it in every capacity that she possibly can, and
she took a rape exam at a hospital. I mean, after this,
it's diabolical. It's diabolical, and obviously
some people believe their own delusions.
Yeah,
and it sounds like she's one of those.
It's fucked up on so many levels. It's racist. It's misogynistic. It contributes to rape culture to lie about things like that. It delegitimizes other victims of sexual assault. It's just like this woman is a domino effect of problematic's not even the fucking word. She's a deeply violent white supremacist person. Like, she's fucked up.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
She later pleaded no contest to the charge and received probation.
Oh, great.
Okay, so back to this case, because that was a totally separate fucking charge against her. On February 2nd, 2010, 10 months after Abraham's murder, Dee Dee Moore was arrested and charged with accessory after the fact because they hadn't gone through all of this shit, found all this shit out yet. And she was given a $1 million bail. On February 19th, she's charged with first-degree murder because by now they figured out it wasn't just accessory after the fact.
No, not even close.
She pleads not guilty and the trial is set. According to the Lakeland Ledger, prosecutors said Dee Dee shot and killed Abraham with the .38 Smith & Wesson when he became concerned about not having access to his funds.
Yep.
He went to her and was like, hey, this doesn't feel right. This isn't working for me. We need to rearrange some things. They believe that by the time Abraham was murdered, most of his money was already gone.
Oh my God.
She had already fucking spent it. She bought those 3 cars and went on a vacation.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Right before April 6th, which is when they believe was the last time he himself used his cell phone.
Oh my God.
So what you were saying about like the talk to text thing, I think that they figured out like what was him and what was her from something like that.
Right.
The Tampa Bay Times reported that during her trial, I mentioned this, but the details. Dee Dee claimed that at least 5 other people were responsible for Abraham's killing. This is during the trial.
Yeah. She's like, this person did it. No, this person did it. Maybe this person did it. This drug dealer, it's like, girl, get a grip.
So 5 other people were responsible, including a drug dealer named Ronald, an undercover cop named Fearless, one of Abraham's own friends, and then again, her own 14-year-old son. On December 10th, 2012, she was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, with an additional minimum of 25 years for possessing a gun in the course of a violent felony.
And just never took accountability because she pled not guilty. She's,
She still maintains her innocence.
Oh my God.
She requested a new trial, I believe, in 2015, 2019, and then again in 2023.
Well, her rights were violated. Probably not. But
this is a beautiful portrait from the
according to
Tampa Bay
her.
Times. Well, I'll tell you exactly what her beef is.
Oh, God.
This is from the Tampa Bay Times. And this is from an article from 2023 after she has requested now her third request for a new trial. In a hearing Wednesday, Moore made the case that she should receive a new trial because her attorney failed to present 2 key pieces of evidence that she believes point to different suspects. So those pieces of evidence are DNA taken from the crime scene and the testimony of Abraham's ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
I don't imagine
that it would be
those
fruitful,
would really
and that's why these
move the needle too much.
And then they didn't. Allegedly, she's filed this multiple times. It doesn't sound like it's ever been approved to go through.
And it wasn't
for her to
this
get a new
time
trial.
either. During much of Wednesday's hearing, the judge and attorneys had to redirect Moore as she rambled, including after her attorney called her to the stand to testify. Prosecutors called just one witness, Dee Dee's previous defense attorney, Christopher Bolt, who said, quote, Miss Moore was a management challenge.
Yeah, I can imagine.
She was prone to non sequiturs.
Mm-hmm.
They called her previous lawyer to come up and be like, this bitch does not need another trial.
No.
I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty telling.
So she, like I said, maintains her innocence from behind bars, saying, quote, it was wrong. There was no reason for him to pass away over money. But for them to lie in public and say that I took his money, the whole situation was so stupid, end quote.
Uh-huh. Girl.
How dismissive.
Oh, it's sick.
It was
it's
so
sick.
Stupid. Yeah. And then
yeah.
I saw another article. I didn't have access to read the whole thing, but it was something like recently as this last summer, she openly supported a new bill that would protect the identities of lottery winners because it puts them in danger.
Oh my God. I mean, okay, girl, she needs something to do in there.
Yeah.
Make an impact, I guess.
But just can you pick something different?
I know.
Pick a different cause
or
to
you
back.
could you don't have to be an activist from prison. You could just be quiet. It's like silence is an option. You could just fuck off. You could
For most people it is, but for some people it is clearly not.
Yeah, go read some books, learn a trade.
Isn't that fucking nuts?
Leave everyone the fuck alone. She's diabolical. That's a nutty case.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why, all the little details, and there was just more. Oh, her last name is Moore, but there was always more.
Yes.
More stupid fucking shit that she tried to pull.
Oh my God.
And this poor guy.
I know. His
poor
lovely man who was just literally in the
mom.
wrong place at the wrong time to come across this fucking lady.
He did nothing wrong.
No. Oh my God. Oh. Well,
yeah.
Thank you for that. And to our fan picker for picking that case out. I had not heard of this case. It's wild.
It's fucking bonkers.
Well, mine is much less twisty-turny, but let's take a quick break to hear another word from our sponsors, and then we'll wrap it up with another lottery crime.
Sounds great.
Y'all know how obsessed I am with my cat Beans and my cat Pepperoni, but Beans is next level, and she has gotten into a routine of whenever we approach where we used to keep her wet food, she would go absolutely feral. But now we're keeping her wet food in the freezer. So she's going feral at the freezer now. And it is the funniest thing that I have ever seen. She starts squeaking in such a way that I could not possibly recreate or describe. And she's doing it for Smalls, okay? She's doing it for Smalls. She is in love with the Smalls cat food. It is fresh. These are protein-rich meals that support cat health and happiness, and she is squeaking for it. She's clearly living the best of her 9 lives.
She really is. This podcast and also my domestic life is sponsored by Smalls. For a limited time, get 60% off your first order plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/gals. Okay, I need to just proselytize about Smalls for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
After we made the switch, I cleaned up so much less vomit.
Yeah.
Ray, my big squishy boy, he's actually lost weight. He looks so svelte. His coat is so smooth. He's shedding less. He's barfing less. He just seems much healthier and excited for every meal.
Mm-hmm.
So Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients that you'd find in your own fridge, like with your human food. And it's delivered right to your door. And that's why Cats.com named Smalls their best overall cat food. I concur. I'm never going back. Starting with Smalls is super duper easy. You just share information about your cat's diet and food preferences. It's like a little quiz. Then Smalls puts together a personalized sampler for your kitty. No picking between random brands at the store. You don't have to worry that they're gonna their tummies are gonna get super upset when you make that switch. Smalls has the right food to satisfy any cat's cravings. Ray's favorite is I think it's the pork and fish combo. The smooth.
Of course. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So if you're still not a believer in Smalls, Forbes ranked Smalls the best overall cat food, while BuzzFeed said, quote, "My cats went completely ballistic for this stuff."
How could they not?
How could they not? After switching to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements, including me. That is a very big deal. And the team at Smalls is so confident that your cat's going to love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means that they will refund you if your cat won't eat their food.
So make 2026 your cat's healthiest year yet. Take advantage of their New Year's special and get 60% off your first order, plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/gals. One more time, that's 60% off your first order, plus free shipping when you head to smalls.com/gals.
If you don't treat hydration like part of your skincare routine, that is a non-negotiable for me. It truly is the key to maintaining good skin is water. Go figure.
Yeah. Who knew?
Since using Drip Drop, my energy and also my skin have thanked me, and it has become part of my daily feel-good routine because I'm getting so much water into my bod.
Yeah, for real. I feel like I'm constantly fighting for my life to stay hydrated, and thank God for Drip Drop. This is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. It uses a precise ratio of electrolytes and glucose for rapid absorption, delivering 3 times the electrolytes and half the sugar of leading sports drinks. So you feel results fast, you've got more focus, better energy, improved mood, and like Lucy said, you're really doing a big favor for your skin. You're going to get that hydrated glow, baby. Drip Drop's science-backed formula is trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro teams. I may not be any of those things, but I trust those people to know about hydration. And that's all because it's engineered to rehydrate you faster and more effectively than water alone. And it actually really tastes amazing. Like, I get kind of bored on just still water, you know? But they have 16 original flavors and 8 zero sugar options. I'm obsessed with the zero sugar options. You know, I'm a diabetic girly, so this is so nice to have in my rotation. It fits seamlessly into my routine. I'm always just wandering around clutching my water bottle. I've got it with me right now. So I can pop one of these in my morning refill if you need something to boost you post-workout. You're getting a midday slump. I love the lemon lime. It's just like, it's delicious. And because it tastes so good, I'm downing it so quickly. So I'm also hydrating myself faster because I enjoy drinking it. It's like it's tricked my mind. And to make it easy, Drip Drop has flexible subscription options so you're never stuck without proven fast hydration. So whether you're on the job, at the gym, or just, you know, parenting, existing in the world, you can always have your drip on hand.
Right now, Drip Drop is offering podcast listeners 20% off your first order. Go to dripdrop.com and use promo code GALS. That's dripdrop.com, promo code GALS for 20% off. Stock up now before the heat hits hard. Dripdrop.com and use promo code GALS now.
Okay. I have another story for you that is sad. So
great.
Let's just get into it.
Sad me up, baby.
Sad you up. So our story begins in the Mott Haven neighborhood of the Bronx in June of 2018 with 73-year-old Owen Dillard. This man is a doll baby. He was a fixture in his community. He was remembered by his neighbors as a sweet, kind, generous, like, community elder, basically. He was often seen, killed me. He was often seen outside his neighborhood bodega handing out dollars to the neighborhood kids to get their candy and snacks.
Honey.
He was like everyone's grandpa. When he saw someone needing help carrying their groceries or like getting a stroller up over a curb or a step, he was the first one on the block to swoop in and help. He took care of everybody around him. Like I said, he was like a grandpa to the whole block. And neighbors were devastated after his passing, testifying that his legacy would live on through the many lives he touched and his smile and wise words.
Oh.
And frankly, that was what drew me to this case, like how warm, gentle, kind, and beloved this man was. And the other victim in this case, who we'll get to, and just how senseless and cold these murders were, and just like money and desperation. It makes you crazy. It makes you crazy,
money, man.
And
truly is the root.
Yeah, and this was not, millions of dollars by any stretch. This would be considered a small, it's a life-changing amount of money. Don't get me wrong, but like this would be considered a pretty small lottery win. So Owen Dillard's life was violently cut short on the night of June 11th, 2018. Police arrived at his Beekman Avenue apartment around 8:30 p.m. after receiving a desperate 911 call from his fiancée, who returned home to find Owen in their apartment, unresponsive and covered in blood.
Oh.
Police arrived and found Dillard fatally stabbed multiple times with wounds to the neck and face. It would be the wounds to his neck that ended his life.
Oh my God. 73.
73 years old. And like engaged, but I feel like he and his partner had they had just been engaged for a long time. They're both getting older. They probably weren't in any like rush to get married.
Yeah. An elderly relationship.
Yeah, and he's just like, he's like retired. He spends most of his days like chilling at the bodega, buying scratch offs and handing dollars out to like the neighborhood kids. Mm-hmm. Like the quietest, gentlest little life.
A benign man.
Yeah, never bothered anybody. So Owen had recently experienced a stroke of luck. The reports were a little vague on this. One report said he won $10,000 in a scratch-off lottery prize. Another said he won $50,000. Another said that he had, in the last year or so, consistently playing his scratch-offs, gotten both a $10,000 win and a $50,000 win, which I don't even know what that would be after taxes. But yes, that's a lot of money, but it's not millions of dollars. That's
it's not a $30 million jackpot.
That's like the fiance and I could maybe have a nice vacation or go elope somewhere or have a nice little wedding and put the rest, in a high yield savings account, and we're old and we can chip away at it for the next few years, whatever. It's not like he's a fucking multimillionaire.
Didn't really change your tax bracket.
Not really. So he won this lotto prize on a win for life ticket, and crucially, was thought, or allegedly, I guess, kept the cash inside his apartment. So this is what was believed, is that he had won these lottery ticket scratch offs, and he cashed out, and he just stashed the cash in his little apartment.
That's not that crazy.
It's not that crazy because it's not like, I mean, I wouldn't keep that much.
I don't have
cash around,
thousands of dollars, but
I mean, it's not that crazy to me.
It's also sort of like a older man thing to do, don't you think? It seems kind of quaint
to not trust banks. Yeah. Oh,
yes.
100%. This grandpa
I lived through Black Tuesday or whatever that was.
Yes.
You lived through the Great Depression. I don't know that. I can't do math, but yeah, maybe you don't trust banks, and that's okay.
So Dillard had several nieces and nephews. And his nephew, Shabazz Muhammin, revealed that Owen was also terminally ill. He had received a cancer diagnosis, in the last several months, and he did not have a lot of time left. So he really was just kind of winding down, doing his thing, playing his scratch-offs, and
enjoying life.
He just wanted to live out his life comfortably and quietly with his fiance and with his sweet routine in the little community block. That's it. He was going out anyway, guys. That feels important to me in the context of what happens here.
His murder?
Yes. It's what are we fucking doing? This is a dying man. Leave him the fuck alone.
Oh, I thought, okay. It almost came off as, well, she was moving anyway.
No, I don't mean to justify it. I mean that it adds a level of absurdity to it because this man
leave him alone.
Leave him alone. He was literally, he had months left to live. He was an older man with cancer. with a terminal cancer diagnosis. And he still became the target of a brutal fucking murder. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Let this man die peacefully in his home with his little pile of cash that he allegedly had in his apartment.
That might pay for a funeral.
That might pay for a funeral. Funerals are so expensive.
I know.
So the person authorities eventually focused on was another of Dillard's nephews, and actually the brother of Shabazz Muhammadin, and his name was Idris Muhammadin. At the time, he was 45 years old. He was originally from Georgia, but he was living in New York. The investigation revealed that on June 11th, 2018, Muhammadin had gone to his Uncle Owen's house and demanded money because he had heard that Dillard had recently won the lottery and that through the grapevine, he just keeps it in cash in his house.
Are Idris and Shabazz brothers or like cousins?
They're brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yep, they're brothers. But like the family, I think is like relatively close in communication. So him winning the lottery and like nephews and cousins and people hearing about it and is par for the course. Like this, that wasn't, from everything that I read, which again isn't much, but like Shabazz was not part of this. He didn't like feed information to his brother Idris. Idris acted of his own volition, and the additional extended family did not have anything to do with it. He was motivated by his own desperation or whatever mental health shit he was going through. And everybody else was just chilling. Like, good for you, Uncle Owen. Mm-hmm. You know, do your thing.
Not everyone thinks, I'm going to go rob my uncle and kill him and take $10,000 or however much.
Right. So he goes to his uncle's home and he demands money because he'd heard about the lottery win, only to discover that his uncle was not, in fact, storing a large sum of cash in his little Bronx apartment.
But again, don't blame him if he was.
No, like literally either way, it would be completely sensical to me, but he wasn't, which actually makes this so much worse because then he's pissed and desperate and, you know, there's no money. So he's angry. Things are not going according to plan. And he puts his uncle, his 73-year-old uncle, who's dying of cancer, in a chokehold and starts stabbing at him in the face and neck.
Oh my God.
And kills him. And he left the apartment with what I could only see reported as, quote, a few dollars in cash. Probably just whatever little bodega candy money he had in his pocket to like hand out to those kids is what I picture. It's like he's not sitting on a $60,000 mountain of cash under his mattress. He probably spent some of that money, put some of it away, and then had a little bit for like just his little daily routine.
His scratchers.
And his own nephew murdered him over it.
That is so sick. Also,
so he had
facial stabbings is so disturbing.
It's really
There's
freaks me
something
out.
about that really, no.
It's really sad. It's so scary. It just like reading this sent a fucking chill down my spine.
Yeah.
So video surveillance had put Idris Muhammadin at the scene, like entering and leaving the apartment building right in alignment with the timeline. You know, the fiance coming home a little bit later, discovering this scene, calling the police, and an ambulance came and he was pronounced dead at the scene. 1 month later, almost exactly to the day, while Idris was still hiding from authorities, he's still in New York, but he's kind of like bouncing around everywhere. People can't find him. He's also desperate for money because what he thought was going to be this like big ticket robbery of his uncle did not pan out. And so I think he's definitely struggling with a lot of mental health stuff, although I don't have any record of diagnoses or any confirmation of anything like that. It just seems to me like that's the only thing I can think of. Like maybe that's me trying to rationalize this, but the family even brings that up. Like his brother brings that up, that they believe that he was not mentally well and like really needed help and still needs help in prison. And we'll kind of get to it, but something's going on with him to be doing this.
Makes sense because, yeah, again, not everyone's first response is, I'm going to go kill my uncle.
Right. And honestly, like him thinking he's going to get a payout, getting angry, killing his uncle and leaving with a little bit of money, that tracks to me. That's something that, like, whether or not you have some other deep mental health stuff going on, anyone in a really desperate, I won't say anyone, but like people in a very desperate situation could find themselves there and act in ways that they never imagined that they ever fucking could. I literally spent $15 to try and like go. I went into like U.S. court records. I was trying to find more information about if he had a criminal background or anything else that would show escalation to this point. And all I got were like the charges that he receives for these crimes, like where he is in prison, and some like old addresses and phone numbers. Like there was no other court record, at least publicly, that I could access that showed a pattern of this kind of behavior and escalation of violence. Like it's very odd. It feels kind of out of the blue. And I feel like the family, Idris's family, is pretty like insular about it. This is a pretty awful experience for them. So like they said what they said in court, and that's kind of it. That's all that's out there about it, which I don't blame them for. I think that that's completely fair, and like protect your peace. I can't even imagine having a tragedy like this befall your family, where like not only do you lose an elder in your family, but at the hands of another family member. That would be very hard to process.
Yeah.
But then, so the month later, he's like evading police, and he commits a second brutal murder of like kind of a loose family friend.
Oh.
So on July 11th of 2018, Muhammin entered the MNI Security Specialist Inc. office, which is a business that does like dispatches security guards, basically. That's located at East 233rd Street in the Wakefield section of the Bronx. So all of this is kind of happening like in their neighborhood, and the two victims actually only lived like a few blocks from each other. This is very much like this is a string of crimes that really devastated like a tight-knit Bronx community in in New York. So he goes to this security company. Idris is the former brother-in-law of the man who owns the business. So that's why he went to this business.
Former brother-in-law. Okay.
Yep. So his sister, Idris's sister, was married to the guy who owns and operates MNI Security Specialist Inc. in the Bronx.
Got it.
So Idris's family believes that he went there to rob the owner, who was once married to his sister. So he's like, I'm still out of cash. I didn't get what I needed from my uncle. I have to try this other avenue. So he targets the security business. Shortly after he arrived at the business, he attacked 45-year-old Wanda Rios, an employee at the office. I was a little unclear on whether she was security or like front desk and security, but she was like, she was the one who kind of like buzzed people in and out. And she was working the front desk area, and she was alone at that time that he came there.
So the brother-in-law wasn't even there.
She was alone, at least like in that area of the building. I'm assuming it's like in a multi-level office, and she kind of gets people in on the ground floor, maybe directs them to the elevator, whatever, in like a little lobby, and then more of the offices are like away from where she kind of receives, like where reception is. That's what I'm picturing. But again, there wasn't a lot of information about this, but that is the only thing I could think of that's like, well, why would she's at work, why would she be all by herself? But I think that's likely what the layout situation was. So he arrives at the business, he attacks her. So video surveillance had shown that she let him into the establishment. She buzzed him in. She spoke with him, and like most likely because she recognized him from his sister's former marriage to her boss. She'd probably seen him around there before. Then they started to talk at first. It's unclear what that conversation entailed because there's no audio on that video footage. But a fight ensued pretty quickly after he got into the building and started talking with her, and ended with Idris stabbing Wanda Rios repeatedly with a screwdriver.
Oh my God.
Again, inflicting wounds to her neck and face.
Jesus.
And like I said, she was alone in that portion of the building at the time. And so he does this. He like steals some electronic equipment that's nearby, and then he leaves. And a coworker finds her like a little while later, like I think over an hour.
Is she alive?
No, she was at least unconscious when she was found. He called for an ambulance. She was later pronounced dead at a nearby hospital. So he killed this woman.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Brutal. So brutal.
Horrifying. So again, he fled the office after stealing electronic equipment. And I have to imagine like the conversation that they had was about money or theft. And when she like didn't agree to his demand, he killed her. That's like the only thing that makes sense to me. This poor woman, she was a devoted wife, a loving mother, a super hardworking woman. She was loved by everyone in her orbit. After the news of her murder, loved ones and community members gathered outside of her New York apartment with lit candles, praying and grieving together and showing their support to her husband and daughter.
Oh my God.
This is a quote from ABC New York. Neighbors said Rios lived in the area for decades and leaves behind her husband and 9-year-old daughter. 9. Just a kid.
But a kid who's old enough to get the details. Ugh.
Yeah, like she's old enough to understand.
I know, that's almost worse.
I mean, there's no way to even like quantify it. It's all awful.
Like,
it's all awful. The hierarchy of loss, like it exists, but it also doesn't. Like that, you know, it's to lose a family member, period, is a devastating experience, but to lose them in such a violent and senseless way.
So pointless.
Pointless. This woman had nothing to do with anything going on here. And frankly, neither did Owen. Both of the victims in this case were just fucking living their quiet, beautiful, lovely little lives and
minding
not
their
bothering
own
anybody.
Business.
In fact, like charming the pants off of everyone who ever fucking met them. Like, truly just
leaving a legacy.
Yes. Of just, like deep roots in the community, lived there for decades, was raising her baby there, going to work. Like, it's so fucked
horrific.
up. This goes on to say, candles now sit in the very same spot where her little girl rides her scooter. What are we going to do now, friend? Jarlene Castro said. What did she do to deserve this? It crushed my heart because now she has no mother, her daughter, and her husband is upstairs hurting. The memorial outside of her Cypress Avenue apartment building is something friends say they never imagined they'd have to make for Rios, a caring mother, wife, and all-around good person. Beautiful person, friend Trina Hook said. I don't understand what happened and why. Now an innocent little girl is without a mom. She only had one daughter. Girl, when I say I was crying in the bathtub while I was like reading about this shit.
Yeah.
It's just, it's too much. You know, it's like we talk about so much death on this show and it doesn't always bother me, you know, and maybe it should. Maybe that's a reflection on me. I don't know. But it's just like, the world is so dark and so scary and there's so much death and there's so much destruction. And it's like, I feel like
it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean shit. And like we get desensitized to it in such massive degrees, especially when we're seeing death on our phones all the time on like a huge scale, that I think sometimes we forget that like these are entire worlds that are eliminated. And like sometimes just looking at these like pretty small, just lovely little lives. Like that's most people. Nobody fucking deserves to be violently removed from the planet under any circumstances. And well, under some circumstances, I'll admit that. But you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
it's just like when you zoom in so far on these stories like this, where there's so little information about this story, but the information that was in abundance was how loved these people were. And that like really sits with me. And I feel like we can do better, like in our own personal lives, at applying that level of like honor and love and respect across a lot of these stories that we're bombarded with every day. And just like remember that these are real people, you know, at the center of all of this. And that's like, that's somebody's entire fucking world that's now gone. It's just heartbreaking.
I'm too close to my period to really engage with this. So
I know.
I'm just gonna stay quiet with my white Russian for right now.
I'm almost done. And it's the holidays. I'm like emotional as we record this. I know that there's a lot influencing how I'm feeling right now, and I can own that. And also, like, what we're talking about is still true.
Hit the nail on the head.
It can all be true. So the severity of Idris's crimes was reflected in the initial charges that he faced, which were multiple murder counts in both the first and second degree, as well as 2 counts of first-degree manslaughter, 4 counts of robbery in the first degree, and strangulation counts. The motive seemed clear, money and desperation, but his mental health was called into question on top of all that. And this moment really was like, I don't know. I have a hard time, even in the face of some of the worst things that you could possibly imagine. I have a hard time believing that people are inherently evil. I think that's too black and white a way to see the world.
It's too convenient.
It's too convenient.
It doesn't leave any room. Some people are massively evil.
But then you hear a detail like this, and it makes you wonder.
Oh, God.
Is he sick? Is he deeply unwell? Most likely. Is he evil? I don't know. That's for other people to decide. I am not the judge, jury, or executioner. That's between him and his God. But during the court proceedings, he displayed disturbing behavior, namely, and this all comes from witness reports from inside the courtroom because there were no cameras allowed in the courtroom. But when Idris entered the courtroom on maybe even, I don't remember on what day of his trial it was, but it was pretty early in his trial. He blew a kiss to Wanda Rios's devastated husband, Nathaniel Rios, who was in the courtroom that day.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And the courtroom erupted. It was like people were screaming and swear. I mean, I know that you're supposed to maintain the utmost decorum in a courtroom, but I would have lost my shit. I don't fault the people affected by this who freaked out when the man who killed your wife, your loved one, is waltzing into the courtroom and blowing a kiss to your widower. It's
already
it's
the
chilling.
worst day of your life.
Yes.
That's so fucking gross.
Yeah. Relatives and friends of Rios are responding to this, understandably so. Court officers had to intervene, restraining people who were trying to get at him. Again, can't blame them.
Would have been one of them.
Yeah, I think they had to pause, take a recess, and back it up and try to move forward again. But yeah, you're already experiencing one of the most horrific things ever, and then it's already horrific to have to go to a trial like this, and for that to happen, it just makes me so sad.
You can, I think, pretty easily make the case that he is a sick person.
Individual. Mm-hmm. Not well.
But that doesn't.
It's not an excuse.
But that doesn't require you to necessarily have compassion for them.
And I don't.
Maybe that's a hot take, but you could.
Yeah. I have some empathy. You're not compassion.
You're not obligated to.
No,
you're not obligated to give somebody that kind of grace just because they're not, through and through evil. Maybe it is something out of their control, but no, you don't owe that to a person who takes the life of the love of your life.
No. And for what it's worth, Idris's brother Shabazz did acknowledge, obviously, the gravity of the situation and how horrific all of this is. And said that he believed his brother's mental health had, in his words, been compromised. So he was going through something. And he suggested that he believed he was using drugs. Again, all possibilities. At the end of the day, his family, Idris's family, did express hope that he would get help and, quote, get his mind right. And that they were praying for not only their brother, but his victims and their loved ones. Ultimately, he took a plea deal. So on January 4th, 2022, Idris pleaded guilty to 2 counts of first-degree manslaughter. So he was sentenced for those killings of his elderly uncle and their family friend to 24 years in prison in February of 2022. And then should he be released at the end of those 24 years, it will be followed by 5 years of post-release supervision. But he was in his mid to late 40s. He was 45 in 2018. He was sentenced in 2022. So 18,
he was
19,
that
20, 21,
old?
22. Yeah.
Well, I was picturing him as in his 20s.
No, his uncle's 73. He's 45.
Yeah.
So at the time he was sentenced, he was 49. He's spending 24 years in prison, potentially. I think it's possible that he will be released when he's much older. I mean, he'll be pushing 70 when that time comes, or he'll be in his 70s when that time comes.
Ugh.
But I hope that the families, both Idris and Owen's family and Wanda's family have found some solace in community and solace in this being the trial being over and feel that justice was served. I don't know. I don't have quotes from them. I'm just hoping that they have some semblance of closure so that they can heal from this awful situation.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, think about that. Think about all of this before you play the lotto, people. It might not be the life.
God.
Well, it certainly would be a life-changing event, but not necessarily in the way you anticipate. Trust no one.
Trust no one and don't
Lean
underestimate
deeply into your community, but don't trust any of them, okay, people?
and don't underestimate the power of greed.
And don't underestimate the importance of body language.
Sick.
Yeah, I'm depressed now, so I'm gonna go eat cheese because that always helps. And get the Puffco out and play a little bit more decorating sense.
Decorating sense.
Try to be in bed
I
by
have heard
7.
my assignment.
I'm sending you my login credentials for Discovery Plus so you can just watch it. Yeah.
Please.
I'm going to text them to you
as
soon as we hang up. You do need it, and I need you to text me when you watch one.
Okay.
I can even give you recommendations on
give me a season and an ep, and that's the one I'll go to first.
Okay.
I don't want to start at the beginning when they're still finding their feet. You know what I mean?
Honey, they're always finding their feet. It does not matter where you start. You really could throw a dart at a map of episodes and you'll find a gem. But
okay,
I have a couple standouts that I think you'll appreciate.
Okay, I'd love to hear them.
All right, my loves. Thank you for listening. Sorry.
Thanks, Jess.
Yeah, thanks.
You've really
Jess.
made us feel so lucky for covering this topic. And stay tuned for the potpourri episode of all the shit we just wanted to circle back to.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Danielle Sylvan. Music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell. Editing by Jonathan Camp. Our production manager is Andrea Gardner. For photos, sources, and other resources, head to wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can follow us on all the socials at Wine and Crime Pod. If you'd like to show your support and get access to all sorts of wine-fueled bonus content, check out our premium channel at wineandcrimepodcast.com/uncorked. Cheers!